Hello, it's Tamara Hunter, and today is day number 95 of 365 days of awesome Celebrate Success Through Service. And you've got the two Tamaras on today. I have, I'm one of them, and my guest, will call her Service Hero. She's the Service Hero, so she's Tamara number one, and I'm Tamara number two. How's that? All right. I have invited Tamara Thomas on today as a service hero, and let me share why. It is because just recently she actually sought me out and invited me to be a part of a group of women that she's empowering through a program. And I was able to be initiated, if you will, with a 5-day video scavenger hunt. Brilliant. It was so much fun. And I learned so much. And so after that experience, I just wanted to say thank you to Tamara and recognize her for what she's doing and who she is. So without further ado, let's start. Welcome, Tamara.
Thanks for having me, Tamara.
This is fun.
I used to be Tamara with the camera back in the day.
Tamara with the camera, yes. And she is Tamara with the camera, and let's go a little deeper into that. You actually are a professional when it comes to film, aren't you?
Yes, I started at a young age. Got interested in it when I was 7 years old, when my father purchased our first camcorder, and I used to make silly videos, in my middle school with my neighbor. And then it got to be the point where I continued my journey when YouTube came out and built a successful channel that had over 800,000 views at the time. But it got to the point where I wanted to do more. I wanted people to take me more seriously. So that's where Serious Take Productions came to play. That's why the name of my company came in. And what was crazy is I actually deleted the channel that I had grown that was larger, the fact that I didn't want to be seen as just this silly, YouTuber, And so then it got to be the point where I went back to film school and actually got a 4-year degree on filmmaking. Started directing documentary films and produced music videos with artists that were on The Voice, top 10 American Idol contestants, and then started working with corporate brands as well. So taking on corporate clients for my own company, like Safeway, Albertsons, you may have heard of them, Gabriel Cosmetics. But it's through relationships and working hard, but being able to know every element of video production, but also the side of marketing and being able to run a business successfully and grow a team and delegate out.
Right. And we were actually talking, we visited for a few minutes before going live, and man, I could have continued. In fact, that was why we were a few seconds late, because I was like, oh, I'm just so intrigued by you. You are the full package. But you were telling me how this all started. And it started because of a birth, correct?
Because of what was that? A birth?
A birth, yes. Your brother, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but like I said, the birth of my brother.
Sorry. There we go.
My cell phone's going off.
That was mine. All right.
No, like I said, it started at age 7 when I got my dad got the first camcorder because of the birth of my brother. He wanted to record it. And that's where, and then I kind of took over the camcorder.
Yeah, he didn't get it back, right?
And then my brother was too little to use it. So, I used it more than my dad did.
Yeah, well, it served you well, correct? And it gave you a direction.
It's followed me across my whole path. But being able to realize later in life what I was more passionate about was actually the directing side, and be able to create the whole, I'm very visual. So being able to sit down with people and pull out their key message through visual storytelling ahead of time. So the whole pre-production process, finding out what story is the right story to share, because we all have so many, and who is your ideal clientele that you want to attract, because certain stories are going to attract certain types of people. So that's what I got really, honed into, the inspiration, the impact, allowing people to understand that we all have a story to share, no matter how deep it is, or if it was going to the grocery store yesterday, whatever that looks like, people need to understand that that's how they're going to connect with people the most, because right now video is the biggest thing to actually connect with your audience, as well as your personality, your mannerisms, your passion. You can hear your voice, you can see it in my face. That is what it important. And that's how you can actually grow your business organically as well, when you're consistent with doing videos, live streams, but also thinking differently and how you can get creative to show people what you're doing and how your mission is super impactful for you to impact other people.
Right. And we've got Eric in the house, Eric Zuli. Do you know Eric?
I believe we're connected. So.
Okay. All right. Yes.
So.
Yes. You should connect. We'll get you two connected, and then we have Sharon in the house. Sharon is actually one of my nonprofit, the Chemo Buddies for Life. She's one of our ambassadors, and she's also just really a great supporter of the show. And then we've got Eric. And absolutely.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
Yeah. Yes. Eric, you have such wise comments whenever you come. Thank you for being a part of things. I want to go into some pictures and kind of go through it. I had fun looking at your page, and I had to ask you, do you have a pilot's license, or do you just like to go up in helicopters, or what is it?
Yeah, no, so I'm all about experiences. So once people understand that, life, when we live life, we want to live it to the fullest, right? And if there's something that you really want to do in life, I say go for it. You figure out ways, you change your mindset and the thought of like, I can't, or I won't, or I can't afford. And you change it to the thought of what can I do right in this moment to do that? I want to go take that helicopter ride, so I'm going to do it. So what would I do to get there, right?
Yeah, right.
That's the way I think, and that's the way I've been able to run my business, is changing that whole mindset shift, but being able to go out and experiencing things. So I travel quite a bit, but I am able to do that, but I'm able to provide experiences to show people. And so that was actually a helicopter ride up in Vegas. Next time I go to the Grand Canyon, I plan to go over the Grand Canyon as well. But being able to just go out and experience things, but also get really cool like video footage while we're out there as well, so it can help brand and market myself and show people what I love to do, so they can connect with me. They're like, I want to go on a helicopter ride, or I love the air, I love to fly. Like somebody's connecting with me, but we're also having fun, right? So we want to show our personalities online, and so we were able to go up into a helicopter and record footage and put together a fun video. I actually posted a video yesterday about the whole little experience that was fun, but being able to showcase just and be inspired, just reminding entrepreneurs that, you have to celebrate your wins. Like it's important to celebrate your wins, no matter how big or small they are in your eyes. Always celebrate, because that's the way I do it. I provide and go out and do experiences that reminds me that I love what I do, and I've worked hard to get where I'm at, and I continue to grow and build relationships with people through the experiences that they see me doing as well.
That was one of the things I loved about that video scavenger hunt. I want to highlight that, because the first day the second day, it was to go outside and then to work with the outside light, right? Yeah. And so, and that day it was cloudy. So I was like, okay,
I love watching everybody's videos, because they're like, I think this is the right lighting, and I think this is the right lighting. And I was just like, giggling and just watching everybody have fun and trying to figure out what that looks like. But you always want to have your main light source on you, right?
Right.
But not to the extent that it's super harsh. You want to be facing light, right?
Right.
But as I taught people through the group that day that were doing tests, it's great to be able to be in a shaded area when the light is so bright, especially in midday and the sunlight's directly above you. It's so harsh at that point. You don't really want to record videos outside at like noon, because light's going down, then you got shadows on your nose and all these weird things. So then I taught people in the group, like, hey, face the light source, which is the sun, but be in the shade where you don't have, all these things coming on you, like, lights through like trees and leaves and, like right now, an example. So like I have a window in front of me, so I'll come in and you can see the light that just came on my
right there. Right? That's good.
So that's what I'm like glasses. So I'm sitting back because I don't want that element to bug me. Right? But that's the kind of light that you see coming through. I did that as an example to show people. But like that's like what you want to do, so that people aren't like distracted by that little light or the lighting. They want to hear your message and what you have to share, right?
Right. And I appreciate it. And see, I have that problem. I have to get non-reflective glasses next time. and I try to that's why I hold my head down. I've noticed that. But the thing that I liked about it too is you showed, you went around and you were very, very visual, and that really meant so much. Of course, you're a film person.
Through experiences and visuals so that they can understand, but you have to talk to people in ways that they can understand, because they also used to call me troubleshooter Tamara because I'm very technical. So
yes.
Like if I'm right now and I'm like, okay, I'm bugged by that light, so I'll pull the thing, and obviously I'm becoming darker for you, but I'm gonna reopen this light a little bit, but I'm only using natural light, right? But like, since I'm against a wall right now, I always encourage people to put lighting to, the front sides of you, right? So I don't have a light right here, or like lights angling like a 45-degree angle. Like people can create a cool backlight effect, and lighting for like 3-point angles as well. So like normally for like all my professional videos, we're going to have professional lights. Actually, you can see one right here in the background. That's
right. Yes.
So everything that you see me produce normally, this is obviously on a computer screen. I'm on a webcam, which isn't my ideal form of video production ever. but it's for sort of the purpose for this type of show. I'm in the raw, I'm in the real. So.
Right. And that's perfect. And I did pull a few of your different combos when it came to like the camera and the lights, and I just wanted to also, we've got some people that I'm kind of behind on some of their comments, and I just want to recognize we've got David Jones, and we've got Danelle from the group, and we've got Amy Morrison, and everybody is just Danelle had shared that it was a lot of fun. It really was, and it was really great. And the assignments that you gave, it was so genius, because you helped
and other people too.
Right.
I'm super creative.
Exactly. And that was the thing that I got from this. And that's why I wanted to actually bring you on and talk about it, because there was a few takeaways for me. Number one, it was really obvious that because we got to kind of see what everybody was doing. And not everybody is from the same industry. Not everybody has the same kind of goals, but they were all women.
Yeah.
And they all have some type of business message, purpose, something that is driving them. And they need the confidence, the skills, the know-how, the creativity, whatever it may be. And I think it was a little different for everybody, different levels of understanding and background. And so I just thought, oh, wow, what a genius combination, exercise, fun. And then in the end, it was very impactful. It was impactful for me. 5 days. And I actually discovered, because you actually used that word. What did you discover? What did you find out about yourself? What did you learn? And it going along with the whole scavenger hunt. I mean, it was brilliant wordplay, everything. And so then when you were saying that you love to put together the storyboards, you love to do the editing, you love to get that messaging, and I'm thinking, oh yeah, I see it all just in a 5-day game, if you will. That was really well thought out. And so, number one, thank you again. And number two, was this the first time you've done this? Is this something that you normally do? Is this a part of your program? Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. So, like I said, I own a video production company, so I've actually out hearing feedback.
Yeah, you're kind of coming in and out just slightly.
Okay. So I own a company where I've actually built team members. I started in Seattle, Washington, moved it to California, and then been able to build out team members in 22 different states. So I run an actual agency for video production. So we create, connect, and inspire through brand story trailers for entrepreneurs, successful business owners, and even events, because events are a big part of my why and how I've been able to build a successful business through empowering more people through event space and coming together in person to create experiences. But we also provide actual done with you programs to help people through their journey of being able to market themselves effectively through video. What is it that allows them to stand out more than their competitor to share that story, but be able to get really creative with the videos? You know, is it opening with a drone shot that you're able to, you know,
Yeah.
capture somebody's attention within the first 3 seconds because you want to keep them on your video? That's one of our videographers.
I saw this picture. I was like, oh, I'm sure there's a story behind it, but it's just cool.
Yeah, that's at Kate Sessions Park in San Diego. So that my guys were off on a shoot with one of our clients in San Diego, and they sent me this behind the scene pic. I just thought it was cute.
It's like, great.
He's got a gimbal in one side hand, and then he's got the Phantom 4 drone in the other side. So it's be able to keep it, everything needs to keep moving, right? You can have a compelling story, but when you get it to the point where you're like, I need to do something more professional, obviously there's elements of Facebook Lives and building rapport with people, but also the side of like, okay, what's going to next up level me to the next level that gets people attention even more and attracts people, you know, and that's on the side of professional side. And so that's what we do through our programs. We have retreats where we actually have programs of actually coaching people on the side of not just video production, but a side of being able to market it. Like, what are you doing with video? Do you need or want to use Facebook Lives? Do you need or want to use webinars? Like, have you had successful launches? What is the stuff that's holding you back? What is the pain points that you're going through? And who is your ideal audience? People need to figure out, really get focused on who they're targeting for that. And then we're able to provide that experience customized through this program for each individual, but they're joining a community of help and support as well. So we provide challenges like you had done in our community, plus also so much more. So we do hot seats with our members as well in some of our programs, but we also deep dive and we bring in experts that are my power partners on the side of different things from YouTube and Facebook ads and, you know, Google Analytics and whatever that looks like depending on your brand. So everyone needs to know that they have a message to share. Our team is able to help produce that because I'm all about results. I'm all about numbers. I'm all about, you know, keeping track of statistics. We have our members actually write down like exactly how many followers they have on Instagram, what's their subscription base on YouTube right now, what's on Facebook pages, like what are the insights, the video insights, everything. Like I'm very detail oriented. The extent that I want to see you have results all within ourselves. If you take action and learn from mentorship and be able to do that and realize that we are the one person that holds us back. It really is ourselves, you know, and once you find and invest in people that can actually help serve you and your bigger mission, and we tend to attract people that have a mission-based purpose that aren't just about money on the side of being able to do that. But of course, in the end, we do want to make money because we want to live the lifestyle that we want to live and be able to travel or spend more time with family or whatever that looks like. You know, so, you know, success is in the numbers, but in different types of numbers. And people just need to know that. You don't have to have 3 million subscribers on YouTube, even though I have clients that do. But being able to effectively market things and products, even through like YouTube and affiliate marketing is a strong one. But being passionate and be able to build a tribe that wants to keep coming back for more. And that's so
that they're invested in whoever it is and whatever it is. And then you were sharing with me that one of your clients, I love this story, one of your clients had a pretty good video, it seemed, but there just needed to be a few tweaks. And in looking at it realistically and just doing a few changes, it changed everything, right?
Yeah. So on the side of, there was a client of ours that had been really focused on, and she decided she wanted to shift her model a little bit here. So she was wanting to hold events and do different things. And then she thought to herself, well, I don't really want to actually hold my own events. So then it was like, okay, well, I'm going to do this. And then we had hopped on a call, and there was a video that we produced for her at one of our last events, because we have a speaker experience where we actually produce professional trailers and a media kit for people that it's almost like a launch pad for speakers for a media kit.
Very nice. Yeah.
But she's very consistent and takes action, so that's part of it. But she was able to put together a program for herself that she launched, and she started holding these workshops that led into a longer year program. And the video that we produced for her, I told her, I was like, be sure to reach out to these types of people and this is where you need to go to get more exposure with that. And so then it was cool because she was like, she was like, I connected with the right people. I ended up sharing the video that our team produced. With that experience, she ended up getting her first TED Talk. And then she ended up having this session at her home. And then we were on a call the other day, and she was literally like, this is so cool. She's like, and I just want to say that I know that the video that you guys produced helped in regards to getting the TEDx talk, but also brought her more confidence and things too, to get on more stages. And then she closed deals, and she had almost a $60,000 month. And then it motivated her to want to double this month. I was like, you go, girl.
Yeah, really. You know,
it's just tweaking and being.
That's what I was going to say. You know, just boiling that story down just a little bit more. It's taking, what I'm taking home from that is, number one, it's really figuring out what you want.
You got to get
what she wanted and what she didn't want. Sometimes we think we want it, but then when we're starting to go down that road, we need to be willing to say, maybe I need to do a bit of a U-turn, or, you know, left turn, or whatever it may be, because this is not necessarily where I want to go long term. So then making that choice, being willing to be honest with yourself, because sometimes when you've invested in yourself and you've had others invest in you also, right?
Yeah.
That can sometimes look like, oh, you're undecided, but in being true to yourself, because we were talking about that, being true to yourself and knowing your why, and then kind of finding your way with it. And then she had to do a little bit of a change. In doing that little bit of a change,
figuring out her main focus, where she could provide the most value, use a tangible video tool that was professionally done, as well as market herself on the professional side, but also being able to reach out and taking that action and using, you know, specific, you know, tools as well. So it was all within her to do this, you know, and that's what we teach people. And it's cool because I see this a lot. I had another client earlier this month, a newer client, which was a really cool win for her. She shared on a call a couple weeks ago. So she literally took like, and it's true. Yeah. You want to have like a certain amount of true fans and build that through that. And then have these people rave about you and create raving fans and build relationships for life. But a gal, we've been working with her, and literally the first call that we had, she's a lifestyle blogger, and she's wanted to go into vlogging, and she's so consistent on the blog. She's so focused on it. And I said, hold that content, repurpose your content and turn it into vlogs, because you want to build an influence, brand influence, but also provide an experience for people for brand deals. Like, they love to travel. Her and her family want to travel more. So they're literally doing things. And it was cool to see, like, these are the types of things that happen when you do videos and lives and are consistent. So we took a call, and I said, I want you to go live today, like after our call, like that evening. I said, I want you to do this, 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 talk about why you're doing your rebrand. She just did a rebrand launch. And, you know, just share people what you're up to and what you're focused on. And it was cool. So she said within the next morning, I received a message, and it was literally like, OMG, like, you won't believe the message I had in my inbox this morning. I was like, oh, tell me, I want to know, right? This is exciting. So she was like, literally, she's like, someone that she knew that was connected with her that owns properties actually was like, hey, I want your family to come down at this beautiful home that's on a waterfront that's, you know, thousands of dollars to rent over the weekend. I want you to come out and enjoy yourselves, you know, for a collaboration side. And by the way, I want you to bring a video team, and I will pay for the video team to come down to create video content for the property and for herself. So the value of that was way over $5,000 within 12 hours of doing a live stream based on a collaboration, but also somebody else is taking care of compensations for things. And then she brought on 3 other paid collaboration deals for her blog that month. So that gets people excited, but you have to be consistent with video. You have to do, you know, you have to connect.
So it boils back to what you said in the beginning, that you are film, and that you are a business person. And if you're going to be
it's more of a business owner at this point. Like, I own a video company, but I'm more than just a video expert. It's the side of being able to know how to market as well as
marketing, and then the business.
PR, like I'm connected with a lot of people because I build relationships with people the right way and provide support and see how you can help other people and serve people for yourself. You need
and
to be.
I can attest to that, guys. You know, in fact, when and I'm still working on this, but when I mentioned that I was having some technical difficulties, Tamara was like, "Okay, I'm known as troubleshooting Tamara," and I'm like, "Oh yes." I'm so excited to have you on my team, you know, to know you, because and that was one of the reasons I wanted to actually focus on you being a service hero, because it's, you know, people, you know, friends, if I can speak up from my heart, and that is, to know people and to do business is great. It's wonderful. You want to, and it's, you know, I am doing a program, 365 Days of Awesome, celebrate success through service. The second part, celebrate success through service, that's what Tamara showed me. And that was, she is successful, extremely successful. But what she just shared here, creating that relationship and being willing to give, and that's what sets people apart in business, I believe, is sometimes, you know, it is about the bottom line, and it is about numbers, and it is about tracking, and it really is, because how can you have a successful business without that? But there's a part that's heart, right?
Yeah. Yeah. The community is a big part too. So, like this year, I'm investing in a mastermind group that's almost $40,000, you know, but it's more of like a network. So but it's being able to surround yourself though with people that can help support you. You never want to be the smartest person in a room either. It's about really building relationships with people that you're connected to, that can help you rise up and open up the next level within yourself, because a lot of people get stuck in these so-called glass ceilings that aren't there, you know, or
right. They're imaginary, right? I don't know that anybody's ever gone to the emergency room from one of those glass ceilings yet. Yeah.
Maybe running into the back door that's like super clean and you're like, boom.
Yeah. And it was mistaken. So let's see. David Jones, he is actually, he runs a nonprofit. This man is amazing. He is truly amazing. Oh, yes. Yes, she does have a lot of energy, and she loves movies. I mean, you know, and we're both cameras.
Direct documentaries on the side. They're always impactful, and they always have to deal with entrepreneurship and being able to help get that message out there too. So my next film's actually dealing with all about female empowerment through entrepreneurship. So that's something we're working on. So
I love that. And in fact, that's what actually drove me to want to bring you on too, was that piece of it. Because, you know, the thing I'm seeing in common, and I'm relatively new to all of this, you know, total disclosure.
You're very consistent.
Well, thank you. Yeah, thank you. I went to my first summit at the beginning of this year. Hadn't been into that whole thing. I just started diving into it. YouTube has become my.
Like you just probably got like so excited, right? Like.
Oh yeah. I'm that personality. You know, it's
I was that person that was like breaking boards, walking on glass. I was like, this is what's this life? I don't know what this is. And then I was like, I got this, you know, and I invested in my first, you know, coach. And then it was so weird. It was like this whole shift had gone through, and then like, I'm just an action taker anyways. I won't go into my deep story or why, but I'm very much.
I was actually going to try to do that. You did mention, and you know, I respect however you want to do this, but you did mention that you have a why. And I know that I have a why. Most of us have a why. And especially if we go out there and we have that confidence level, oftentimes that why
what drives you.
It's what motivates you to get past any fears you may have, correct?
Of course. Yeah. A little bit about myself. So before I even found entrepreneurship, I found a book that I resonated with, which I'm sure many people know it, The 4 Agreements. That was the one book that changed my life. And the side, you know, like, don't make assumptions, be impeccable with your word, always do your best, you know, don't take things personally. Those are 4 simple things that you can implement in your life, but most people do one of those things. Usually it's the negative side, the assumptions and taking things personally. People do this daily. When you start thinking differently and you have a conversation with someone and you're like, do I really know that? Or am I just making an assumption? Because all of a sudden you might have a negative thought come in your head, or you start taking something personally that may not even be targeted to you, but online it's very hard. People take things personally all the time through comments, people start debates and other things. It might not even be targeted to you. And obviously that individual is going through something and having something hard turmoil within themselves. So we have to step back and realize that, it's not us. It's within the person that's writing something or communicating something, but you have to let it go and just stay focused on yourself. So that book really changed my thought process before I stepped into entrepreneurship. And somebody had recommended that through a treatment program that I went through because I am almost 8 years sober. And so that's part of my why. But I was able to turn my life around and create a lifestyle for myself after I became clear and stopped causing heartache for myself and my family as an alcoholic. So being able to drive that story of my why to having family members and other people so proud of what I've been able to do and create for myself, watching me go from here to here and to continue to go here without looking back on these things that obviously make me who I am today. But I hit my rock bottom, and we all hit our own rock bottoms. And those are the stories that we need to share. But, that's not my biggest story that I share with people. Mine's more about the entrepreneurial journey, because once I got clear on that, that's one element of my story. Then I started doing this, and this. And these are also the stories that people need to relate with here on the entrepreneurial side, because people get stuck. And so that's where I like to help come in with that aspect of stories.
So you are a really good person to be doing what you're doing, because you really truly are multifaceted. You have the education, you have the experience and the desire. You started it at a very young age. Yeah, Dad, thank you very much. Here I go. You then had some life experience, and through that, I'm sure you were working and doing all things. And then you went into that deep dive, you said, and found, okay, this is what I want to do with my life. I want to take that turn. I want to go out there, take all my skills, and then help others to do it and share the proven road that you took, because it's one thing to be
what you've gone through,
right?
Teach where you've been and show them where they can go through the journey, so that you're not out there with a false pretense of something like, I can help you generate 6 figures, 7 figures plus in your business, but someone that may have not truly owned a business, how are you becoming a coach to do that? I believe in a lot of people that want to truly help people, and that's great. But I want to make sure that people are also serving people when they've gone through the experience. They've been able to teach. They are the expert. I put in over 30,000 hours in video production and filmmaking alone over the last 14 years. Wow. So people need to understand, like, it's not just video, but it's being able to market it, go through, effectively build relationships with amazing people that are on the same mission that's going to help you rise up, but also invest in yourself in the right spots.
Right. And that's brilliant right there too, because I think that I love the fact, coming back into the work world, if you will, because my story is just that I had kind of semi-retired. I get cancer, I come out, I have a cause. Bottom line. Okay, now what am I going to do with it? So when I came out, that time that I was semi-retired and then went through cancer treatment, things had changed quite a bit. There had been a shift in everything. And I come out, and it's all this new way of thinking, if you will. It's this whole, the whole mindset. Not that mindset wasn't there, but it was not nearly as big. And this whole frequency levels. And I love the whole community piece of it. That people are much more community oriented, and let's rise together. And rising together, we all rise.
Right? So many people so focused on finding out what works online, they need to understand it's the people that drive the success, that drive the relationships into sales, but meaningful relationships, and that keep helping you. So as somebody's over here focusing on, oh, what's my opt-in? What's my lead magnet? Oh, I need to do this before I work with you, Tamara, because I need to focus on this. Why? Why do you need to focus on this when you need to be getting sales? You need to work on sales, but that's the relationship part. You need to be putting on experiences, doing challenges, provide value for people first, and then show them that you are the expert, that you are creating a movement, and then be able to have people follow that. And when people really step out of their own way and they're like, yes, Tamara, I'm ready to commit. I have full faith and trust that you will help me, and they let go of whatever else is holding them back. That's where we're going to be like, yes, I'm going to bring you with me. I'm not going to leave you behind. You go through a program. I'm not going to be like, bye-bye, see you later. Thanks for coming into a 6-month program. It's more like, how can I help serve you now? We want to keep you going, right?
Yeah.
Like, you building relationships. And that's what's really important to me, because I've seen a lot of people just struggling and spinning their wheels on how to get the perfect copy for their webinar, or what's this lead magnet option? Like, what is this? Like, yes, what video do I put on my thank you page? What does this look like? And that's not where you should be focusing. It really isn't. It's building rapport with people through video and attracting people through video, because they're going to come to you. You don't have to be chasing people. You probably don't want to be chasing people down for late payments and things like that. Like, you want to just attract people so they start coming. And then you get messages from people that you don't even realize were following you, because we have we have the Facebook lurkers out there. And I have friends and family, other people that are always like, oh, you're just killing it online. I'm like, what? I'm like, I never see you like, share, or comment. Most people, they don't. They don't. It's simple as that. But just know, if you keep being consistent with video and live streaming, people are watching you, and they're watching you rise up. And there's people there to help you. So.
And you know, I can attest to that. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty exciting. And the thing I want to really say that I love about what you just shared there, huge. And then we're going to start wrapping it up. And so if anybody has any more comments, and there's some here, and we're going to start sharing a few more. But one thing that you really said that really just, I'm so glad you did, because it just validated everything I've been thinking. And that is, you really can touch people. And I mean, really touch them through this medium, that you can have that relationship, those relationships. And the reason the backstory in there is that a lot of my buddies are shut-ins. I was when I went through treatment. I wasn't even allowed out of my room into my house. So, you know, true shut-in. And so to be able to connect with people through such an amazing medium and have a community, a movement that can be successful, because the heart can translate.
Yeah.
You can do that.
People think, and, you know, they use their heart for the emotional side of, even in the side of when people in sales, right? People want to believe in something and have a heart where it's like they buy with their heart, you know,
right.
And they know somewhere in there that that's what's going to help them too. Like, obviously there's strategies and other tangible products there, but you'll lead with their heart through things. And sometimes there's impulse buys and stuff because someone has amazing copy, right?
Yeah,
like, oh, I need this. But you think to yourself, why do I need this? And then you're like, I always look at things, I'm like, I want this. I'm like, why do I want this? And then I like write it down, because I'm like, okay, that's something.
Then okay, make a case for yourself, and then you can have it, right? Okay, I want to go there. I know that this the one that this is another one that you've had.
That's a past event.
That's a past one, and I had the most recent one that.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to do was just to kind of put up before I put the current one up, is that you do events.
Yes.
And you do events that, because you were sharing that that seminars and conferences and you know, there's nothing wrong with face-to-face either. Hey, I show up all the time. People know that. I'm the show up girl. And you know, pardon?
Just show up.
That's right. That's what I do. And now, and Renee Reich, who usually is my co-partner, you know, in this, she'll say, "Where are we going?" She goes, "I know. Don't even ask. We're just going, right?" I'm like, "Yep, we're on. We'll know more when we get there." You know, I'm trusting the person, so there we go. But so. You have this event, and it's in my neck of the woods, because you're not in California, and I was born and raised San Diego. So tell us a little bit more about this. I'd love to know more.
Yeah, so our next event is October 26th through 28th in the beautiful sunny San Diego. I actually lived in Orange County a couple years ago, and I moved to Arizona actually to be closer to family during this time. I won't go into all the details, but I'll probably be back in California. I love California. I love the ocean. I grew up in Seattle, and I had to be at least 30 minutes within driving of the ocean all times because I love thinking. It's like my thinking spot. So being in the dry Arizona heat is a little awkward at times because I'm just melting and I need like
You're landlocked there.
the lake right next to my house.
Oh, well, there you go. At least you have some water.
Yeah. Can't go swimming in it, but it's cool. But yeah,
it's only a detail. Okay.
Yeah, so I have this event coming up, and it's really amazing because what we allow to teach and provide for people is a lot of strategic advice, but also a lot of fun interactive activities. So what we do is we provide experiences for people to broadcast their authority more through video online, but on the side of being able to utilize it in different ways based on your brand. So if you're really focusing on Facebook or YouTube or Instagram, like we have specific advice as well as guest experts that are flying in that touch base on that I call my power partners that are there to impact and inspire as well, that run successful businesses. And but it's a great time. We actually have I've been able to build relationships with people, and it was great on the sides of like being able to build a business. On the side of like having cancer, my great friend Tiffany Crummins was on Shark Tank, and she was invested in by Barbara Corcoran. But as soon as she was on Shark Tank, that same time frame, she found out that she had thyroid cancer, and she was so. She kept going, though. She found out she luckily is cancer free today, but she had to work and do the business from a hospital bed for months. And that's the drive. That's the type of people that I attract, that are motivated, that no matter what God is throwing out at us in life, like we are here for a purpose to serve others and be able to do that through our own expertise. And so like she introduced me to some other amazing gals that are coming out to speak on a Shark Tank panel as well. Some people that were invested in by like Lori Grenier and Robert Herjavec and Damon John, but like women with really impactful stories that have been able to do successful things, but they are so hardworking and they have that drive. So we have people like that coming out to join us. I have one of my mentors also, we call the Secret Weapon. He's actually coming out to share actually the first day of our event. I'm like, you sit in that room and you're like, what just happened?
Like, secret weapon.
Your mind like explodes, and you're like, just one conversation with this man, like you're just like, oh, okay, I get it. Yeah, I can do that. He tells you to do something, you do it, and you're like, it worked. What? But like people that are genuinely there that are humble. And so experts on the side of media too. My good friend Esther Kish is coming out to talk about how to monetize through publicity, because all focusing on the elements of video, right? Because that's what we do, but being able to put together an experience for people that actually through that process, we end up presenting an offer at the end of the event that leads into more of our retreat experiences, where people get to work with us in a community, but also do done with you services on the side of like teaching you how to create different video content on your own, but also coming out with tangible products from our actual production team. So it's a lot. But anyone that comes, it's not like something where it's just a sit down seminar. We get people on their feet. We get people connecting with people. We get people on the stage. We get people doing different video scavenger hunts live. Think of what we were doing in that. But think about doing it live with people. It's so much fun.
Oh, I can already see it. I mean, just after the experience with you, I mean, I just know anything you do is going to be different and it's going to be fun. And now I totally get the whole thing. I want to go back here because there was a good question. Let's see. We have a question. What other books do you suggest?
Good question. I'm not a huge reader myself because I'm very visual. So I'm more about like reading articles and stuff. That was one book. The Four Agreements was one book because it's a very small book. And say I don't want to do this. I look like a zebra right now. But I'm going to come get a little dark here for a sec.
No problem. Are you there?
On the side of books, though, my business partner, she said like the one thing is a good one, so people really focus in on like finding out that one thing that really helps drive them. Like I said, I'm not a huge reader. I'm more of like an audio visual learner, so I listen to more like podcasts and read short articles. But that was one book, because it was a shorter book, The Four Agreements, I was able to do it.
Well, there you go. There you go. And then let's see here. And then we've got people that are just saying really great things. You know, that I just really appreciate the feedback, guys. All right. And then we have one that jumped in towards the end and going to actually replay. So yes, we love it when you do that. Yes, we do, and we love it when you share. And in this one, you know, I want to really clarify something that to make sure that I didn't say something wrong. Your conference that's coming up, it's for male and female. It's not just a female only, right?
So we've been targeting more females because I have seen a need for it, but it's definitely open to men and women. If you go to the website, we don't exclude men ever. It's just a thought that I've started to see some things recently where I wanted to just empower more females. But we definitely have men that have purchased tickets that actually come out and support. We do have men speakers. It's just that I've shifted in some of these thoughts because of some of the stories that have gone through, you know, and some of this gender wage gap with certain things in business and even compensation. Right. It's really helping to pull more women, you know, into these modes. And but it definitely is for both. But yeah, if you see the marketing, it will be probably more towards females on the site because we're trying to create a movement to get more women motivated. You know?
I love it. I love it because, you know, I will say this, since I've come back, I am thrilled to see this because way back in the day, I was a recruiter. And back in the day, you know, there was a whole really huge gap, real huge gap. Well, now it seems that there's a lot of awareness, a lot of training for women. Like if women want to get out on stages, they want to, you know, get their message out in film. There's a lot of concentration and say, hey, you know, don't take it for granted that you're not going to be accepted here and that you're going to be overlooked.
Exactly. Well, and everything that we teach can always be implemented into anybody's business too. It's just it's just that being able to help more women feel comfortable in spaces. I'm sure you've seen a lot of events sometimes are male dominated inside, even like on the speaker side of it. And like I said, like the image you showed of me with the other past event, it was a great friend of mine. He had me speak, but I was one of like 2 female speakers who had the whole event, and there was like 17 men, which it got me thinking. I was like, you know, like that's awesome that he invited me to speak there, and I invited him to speak at my event. We have a relationship there, and he's amazing. But then being able to just provide more opportunity for women through the entrepreneurial space too, because I think women do tend to get discouraged at times, and we just want to help all people. That's why our marketing there tends to try. We're trying to pull more women out of their comfort zone. So, but yeah, it's October 20th through the 28th, and people can grab a ticket at www.broadcastyourauthority.com. And there's different options too. So from VIP, and you can actually, there's a bring a friend option if you go to the actual checkout. So it's actually less if you go add the friend on the first 2 options.
Put it in half and yeah, share the cost. You know, I just want to say thank you so much for your time. I know we've taken a lot, but I feel that there is a lot that many are going to be getting from this because there's quite a few women that have been coming to this show, and I do believe they're going to really be able to get something from what you've shared. And now that you are a service hero, we will be, and I know you're in Arizona, so you won't be able to join us at our event that's happening here at LAX on the 21st and 22nd of this month. But I can still see if we can maybe do something remote or something.
Well, so, yeah. I mean, if I get like a more advanced notice sometimes.
Right. Yeah, no, we'll be doing more of these. And now that you are one of the service heroes, and you know, what's been really great is that this group of people that are making a difference and doing service, they're giving an act of kindness. They're being successful, but they're not forgetting to think about the fact that that person they're doing business with is a person, and to treat them with respect. and to serve, go a little bit over and above, because in doing that, it's amazing what happens in life. Because when you give, you always end up, you don't give because you're going to get, but it always seems, if you do it with a pure heart, so much more comes back to
you tenfold. Like, just stick with it. That's all I can say. Like, when you feel like you're at your rock bottom or you've hit another low in your life, like, don't give up. Like, literally just keep striving. If you have to step away for a moment and then recoup your thoughts or give a good cry out or whatever that looks like, or reach out for support, I just say keep going, because once you build that resilience up, like, things get a lot easier over time.
Yes. Okay, so Tamara, if anybody wants to just come and work with you, they already said, I know that I want to get a hold of Tamara because I have a company, I have a brand, I have something, I need something now, I'm in the market. How do they get a hold of you that they don't want to go to the event, but they want to just get a hold of you?
Sure. So you can go through and actually check out my actual company, SeriousTakeProductions.com. You can always send an inquiry through the website, and the messages go to my team that also go through to myself as well. So if there's something on the side of video needs, or if you are interested in future retreats, that's something that we talk about as well. So you can always connect through the website, SeriousTakeProductions.com, and just say what you're interested in. If it's something like, hey, I can't make it to this event, but I'd love to hear about your program, your retreats that bring other people together, or outside of service based, that's also the best place to connect through there. But yeah, and if you're a female entrepreneur that wants to get more involved in the type of community that you're in, Tamara, we can feel free to share that group out with the ladies that are like, I want to learn to broadcast my authority more through a Facebook group. I'm looking for individuals that really are action takers, that will participate, that are running a business, that are ready to just, take more action with that and learn more and be serious about their business.
Right. And that's the thing I noticed. Everybody was serious. I mean, even if they were down to the very last minute, they still did it. And that really says something about the commitment level.
Too, we're doing fun giveaways and prizes, and, supporting people, giving, actionable tips as well. So,
right. Yeah. Valuable. In fact, that is, I want to say thank you for that. Thank you for inviting me. So as we close today, Tamara Thomas, I want to say thank you, Thompson. Sorry. Tamara Thompson, the TT. I'm just, I'm so excited here. I should have looked up at my board. I have a board over there, a cheat sheet, but I want to say thank you for being our service hero number 95 of 365 days of awesome. Celebrate success through service. I want to thank you for noticing that there are those that need some empowerment, that there are those that need to know that they're not alone and that they can do this, and that you are giving and serving others with the skills and the experience that you've gathered over a number of years. An award-winning filmmaker, someone that does document.
I love them.
There you go. Yes, thank you for helping me. And so much more. A businesswoman that has a heart, and an excellent marketer. I want to say thank you for having your conference that's coming up. And, I certainly am going to do everything I can to get there, because I really do want to learn more from you. I just think that you have so much to offer, and yes, and to have some fun with it too, because that, it's great to have fun when you're serving others. And so
you can meet some of the gals in the group in person, so it's cool.
I would love to. I would feel like I know many of them, because that's what you did. It was really well done. So thank you for that. As we close, I want to also say to everybody that's here, thank you for participating. We had quite a few comments, and today. And some really good, some deep thinking people. Let's see. And Dimple, let's do some more live events, and loving it. So go out today, go out over the next few days, and then look at your calendar also. And if you're into film, I'm going to actually suggest, because it came from Tamara, that, go out there and maybe combine the idea of sending a service-filled message to someone that possibly you could help. Maybe someone needs to hear from you. You'll know what it is. And have some fun with film doing it, because it's a great challenge. And if you go outside, think about the light too, because you know what it does is it helps you to also get into your message, because when you're concentrating like that, sometimes, I don't know about you, but often, it's like that whole idea in the shower. You're concentrating about something else, and then something comes to you, and then you have that aha moment. And service can be like that, because sometimes you may have it on your heart, you may feel it in your bones that you need to get a hold of someone, but you just haven't. You just use all sorts of excuses. Well, this challenge will give you an excuse to go do it. Go out there and find out how light works, and play with it. And if it comes out where you're all washed up, that's okay, because your heart will come through, and whoever it is that you send that message to. Just a thought, something to do, because the main thing is that those people that care about you, they want to hear from you. And if you feel that you should get a hold of them, why don't you? It's called service, and service is also translates oftentimes into love. All right, Tamara, thank you for your day, this time today, and taking it with us. And again, we will post for those people that want to know more about Broadcast Your Authority. We'll put that information here too. All right, thank you. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.